So starting seeds, I've showed you some of the basic ideas, whether it's, the paper towel method, whether it's the soil blocks or just normal seed trays or pots. The methodology of starting them is having the right environment for your seed. So that's your moisture, a 70% moisture content is really a sweet spot in nature to activate the seeds. If the seed's too dry, it's not going to want to sprout. If the soil's too wet, it's not going to want to sprout, or it's going to, have issues sprouting. The other thing is, what are you using as a soil for starting? So one of the things I learned early on was that if there's too much biological activity in your soil that you're using to start seeds, and the seeds don't have that biological protective layer on the outside, all of a sudden it's like your compost. It's going to consume that seed. There's a lot of that happens. There's a lot of people that are using high grade compost to start seeds in. They're using worm castings to start seeds in. And they're finding that if they have a good, healthy, vibrant seed, there's no problem. If the seed they have isn't healthy, doesn't have that good biology on the outside of it, then it's being consumed and they're not getting any plants at all. The way you really want to have that health and not worry about that is to dilute your worm castings, your high grade compost, so there's only maybe 10 or 20% of that vibrance in your starting mix. Now, there's tons of different starting mixes out there. There's lots of recipes for soil out there that you can look up. One that popped in the top of my head is Coots Mix. Okay, he's designed this, soil that you put all these different amendments in, and that's what you're using. That's a high grade soil. You can have those problems. So keeping your own seeds from plants that you've grown in a highly biological environment, they're going to be having that coating on the outside of the seed that's going to protect them. So you could start them in straight compost and straight worm castings and high grade, vibrant, full of life mixes, where if you're going to, say, Walmart and buying a package of seeds from there that isn't an heirloom, doesn't have I should say, hasn't been growing in a vibrant environment. It's been growing in an environment that isn't soil. Like this happens a lot with the cannabis industry. The growers of seeds are growing in a hydroponic environment where the biology hasn't been given the necessary components to be able to, really create what's necessary inside and outside of that seed. And this happens, globally, with a lot of different types of seeds that are out there, where they're growing in an environment where they're not getting the full impact of what's available in the soil and what's available biologically. That's where, if you have your garden and you're growing that tomato and it's like a healthy, vibrant plant, collect those seeds, save those seeds, use those seeds the next year to plant that variety of tomato back into your environment. If you're doing that and you have created this healthy, vibrant soil, then you are so much further ahead than someone that's going to go to, you know, buy seeds from, you know, a big box store every year. Your plants are going to be reaching that full genetic potential that I like to talk about, because the genetic potential is in the seed right from the start, because it's got the full biological component inside and outside of that seed. And when you're taking that seed and you're planting it into your soil that is full of biology and life, and it's joining that network of life that's in your garden and in your environment, all of a sudden it's not missing anything. It's not missing anything on the component scale, you know, your calciums, your magnesiums, your carbons. It's not missing anything on the biological side, because you've created this life, this living soil that has the different levels of biology in it. So if you have the potential and the availability to grow in that type of an environment where you've created this and you're saving those seeds, all of a sudden the neighbor who isn't doing that is going to come over and go, oh my God, look at your plants. They're absolutely amazing. And you're going to hand them, let's say, a cherry tomato, and they're going to taste it and go, why don't mine ever taste like this? This is so good. It's all to do with having the life in the soil, that biology in the soil, the biology in that tomato itself, in the cells, the life that can be created, the health and vibrancy that can be created from that. So, guys, the soil is so important when you're starting those seeds, to understand that the health of your seed is one of the keys you need to look at. So if you're getting seeds that you're not sure about, use a less alive soil to start them in. You may want to just buy, you know, the cooked soil. It's a soil you can buy. It's ran through a furnace. It's got no life in it. It's got no seeds in it. It's just basically it's dirt. Okay. You may want to just use a soil like that to start your seeds in. You may not want to buy a potting mix or a seed starting mix, because there's too much there and it's going to damage your seeds. It's like sunflower seeds. The biology that's put on the outside of a sunflower seed is a really protective biology. Okay. It's generally a biology that we don't want. So a lot of people will take the sunflower seeds, they will soak them in a mix of hydrogen peroxide to wipe out the biology on the outside of that seed, because there's strains of biology on the sunflower seed that aren't good for life in the soil. So they'll knock that biology out and make sure that that biology doesn't get into their soil mix to consume their seed in the plant. That's just a little one there for a tip. Sunflower seeds do have that particular types of biology on the outside. Remember, this is on the outside of the seeds. This is an inside of the seed. And it's amazing that, you know, there's gardeners out there that haven't had the experience of this, but that's where the quality of your soil comes in. I know when I was doing the microgreens, that was one of the things that I would do, was to knock out the uh, bad biology that I didn't want on my sunflower seeds. And guys, just to give you a little side note here, uh, microgreens, I mentioned them earlier. They're amazing. They're vibrant. They're healthy. They're full of taste. It's that first burst of energy from the seed that has the most nutrition. Sunflower seeds. If you do sunflower seeds and they will literally, okay, you can have 5 or 6 stacked trays, 15, 20 pounds of material on top of that tray with those seeds sprouting. Sunflower seeds are so vibrant, so strong, they will lift that 20 pounds up. Okay, they will push it up. That's how powerful seeds can be. That's how strong they can be. The other part of that, guys, is once they've come up, if you flip over your container and you never allow those shoots to see sunlight, they'll never turn green. They'll stay yellow, a pale yellow. But oh my goodness, the flavor, the sweetest corn flavor that is absolutely amazing, you'll get from those starts. It's you guys got to try it if you have the opportunity to do a microgreen start of sunflower seeds, and you don't allow them any sunlight, so they don't form any chlorophyll. Oh, they are absolutely amazing. Same with the radish. I just use Daikon radish, the ones you put in your garden to break up your heavy soil because they grow huge, and they uh, pound into the soil and break it up. Oh, if you like radish and that flavor, and you cut those little sprouts, and they're like yay big, okay? They're so full of vitality and flavor. It's just like, I'm drooling right now because I just the thought of it is like so scrumptious.